Guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Stockport. Today, I'm in a better mood. I don't think I was in so much of a bad mood, just a bit despondent in the last episode when you sort of see the way things were. But, like I said, I was going to take some time to do some analysis. That's exactly what I've done. If anything, I spent more time on it than I did last time. And, well, I've got some conclusions for you. So it's going to be a similar story. Since a lot of you liked that analysis extra video that I did the previous time this sort of thing happened, don't worry, you're going to get another massive one today. And I'm going to try and make it even more detailed if I can do. Because I really do think it's worth doing, basically, just so you can see my thought process. Hopefully it's worked. I think I've made some changes that have definitely improved us, but I've really only had 2 games to see how it's worked, so we haven't really got a true barometer of that yet. And again, as someone said on my Discord chat, a catchphrase of this series is slowly becoming, I need more data. But you might be wondering why we're on this page, and that is because I got this comment. I want to see that 29 goals for Sociedad player from last year, just to see what you missed out on. After all, he did fire them into the Champions League off his own boot. So this is that guy, but I reject the idea that we missed out on him. There's a reason why I didn't sign this guy. If you can just take a little gander here, yeah, he has a £179 million release clause. Now, maybe we could get him for less than that, but let's face it, this guy is unbelievable, and there was no way in hell he was going to sign for us, nor could we afford him for that matter as well. But this is the guy. This is Christian Orbegozo, who, as you can see, I had him fully scouted from a while ago, because when someone pointed him out last year during my analysis video, I did scout him, but it just, you know, it just wasn't going to happen for us. But this guy truly is unreal. Someone said, you know, that 29 goal season. Well, you're going to be interested here because he's actually gone better than that. He did a 32 goal season the year before that. And I mean, look at this. Since he's been playing for Sociedad, he was one of those players that must have generated for them when I turned the leagues on, because he's 31, yet he's only been, yeah, I assume that must have been the case, kind of like what Jamie Lane was. But look at that. He's not had a single season in La Liga where he's hit less than 20 goals. That is unreal. I'm actually surprised he stayed at Sociedad, but the release clause just has to be the reason. So there you go. That is Christian Orbegozo. What a lad he is. But on the topic of strikers, I might have spent loads of money and signed a proper one. Now, I like Kevin Wright, but an opportunity came up for me, and I really think that it was the right move at this particular station. Did have one slight problem in the last sort of period of games, in that we actually had a fair, you know, we had a couple of games, but we also had a big gap before today's game. And I forgot that we were in a transfer window and that I was supposed to try and sign a DM. So content and concentrating was I on sorting out the tactics and whatnot, I completely forgot to do it. And it got to the final day of the window and I went, oh, bugger. Quick, get to shortlist and have a look. Unfortunately, even though when I scout players, I always add them to the shortlist. If I'm like, oh, they're interesting, I might have a look at them later. If they're fully scouted and they look decent for the future, I always add them. But I only had 3 players on there and none of them really fit the bill. And yeah, so I couldn't get a DM, which is bad, I grant you. But again, I feel like I can be excused for that one slipping my mind because I was working on more important things at the time. However, I did go in and pick up a striker because I went onto my other just general one because we had all this money burning a hole. And I looked and suddenly something came up. And that something is John Villa. Yes, this is John Villa. You'll know all about him already because I've shown him about 5 different times in this save. Generally speaking, around about once a season when I try to sign him in the summer on loan from Monaco. I've literally been trying to get him on loan from Monaco since we were in the Championship. And the last time I went in for him in the summer, I didn't know if we can never get a work permit. We can never get a work permit whenever he tries to join us. So I tried in the summer to get him, and Monaco wanted like £160 million or something absurd for the guy. And I was like, well, I guess that ship has sailed since he was probably going to get some game time for them. And for some reason, he was available in January at a cut price, and I don't know why. He still cost us an absolute fortune, and he is breaking our transfer record. He has cost us 71 million, not up front, like 40 up front with another 30 over the next 3 years and some other add-ons and stuff that equal about 71 million, which I grant you is a lot. But this is the striker that I've wanted, because he's got that extra height. He's got basically very good stats compared to Kevin Wright, but Kevin Wright's still fantastic, but he's got that added aerial ability, which I really do think is very important for the way that we play. Now, that doesn't mean Kevin Wright's going anywhere. He is a fantastic player still, but I wanted to make sure we had an extra option, and I just felt like this was the striker we wanted all along, and now we've got him. And I love him. Hopefully he'll do well for us. Hopefully. So that was a boo-boo I made. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys the games I've played off camera, because last time when we did this analysis thing, I hadn't actually got any games to show you, so it was a bit easier. We could test it out together. But obviously I was testing it during these games, and that's how I sort of came up with it. So what I did was essentially I looked at all of the 10 matches that we'd played since the patch came out. I analysed all the goals we'd conceded, all the goals we'd scored, all the shots we'd had, and the shots we conceded, crosses, chances. Sometimes they don't count as shots. Most of the time they do, though. and I basically tried to find patterns in the play, and that's essentially how I came up with the solutions that I found. Now again, I'm not finished with it yet, I don't think. I've only had 2 games to try it out, but I'm happy with it, and hopefully within sort of 5 or 6 matches I should be able to iron out any other little issues I may have found. So I'm just going to show you what's happened, and then afterwards I'm going to tell you what I've changed, and then I'll do a cutaway to the analysis stuff, basically. It's a bit of a tough one to figure out at the moment, because we've got 2 games in today's episode as well. So first up, we went away to Stoke City at the Britannia, sorry, the Bet365 Stadium, and well, I mean, the stats in this game speak for itself. 32 shots, 15 on target. They had 2 shots and didn't get any. I mean, I don't know how they even got 4 key passes, considering I thought a key pass was a pass that led to a shot. But okay, I don't know. This screen never seems to display the correct information, but it's a general close one. We were fantastic on the night. Sloughy was brilliant. He got 2 key passes for days. Now I have made some changes there too. Kevin Wright gave us a lead. Jamie Lane added a second. I believe that was from open play too, so that was good. And Sloughy added a third. It honestly could have been more. We created a decent number of opportunities in this game and limited them to nothing. I feel like just by improving the attacking side of our game, we've limited teams on the defensive side of our game. So because our defense, when I looked at it in the games, and I'll show you this in the analysis thingy, they were barely doing anything wrong most of the time. They were just getting quite unfortunate, and I think it's just because our attackers weren't doing their jobs. Next up, it was at home to Liverpool. Now, okay, the result in this game is a little bit less than satisfactory in the sense that it was a 1-1 draw. Joe Gomez's goal from a corner after 4 minutes is a bit disappointing, but yeah, it's just one of those things. But as you can see, that was their only highlight of them attacking the entire match. They created nothing for the rest of it. We were again sensational going forward, 17 shots, getting 10 on target again. Abdurazak Sloughy was controlling the midfield here. Jamie Lane was phenomenal as well in this match. Kevin Wright had a poor day, that's what I would say, but still a very, very good performance, and that's what I'm looking for here, was the performance. 9 times out of 10 we win this game, so I don't mind drawing. And all of that does still leave us sitting 5th in the Premier League, I grant you, and that's quite a drop off from where we were. But that's just how it is. We've got 13 games to save ourselves. I feel like we can get back into the Champions League now if we start to really put some results together. Right then, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut away. There'll be a link in the description to the analysis option. I don't want to put these out in the main feed just because I don't feel that they're a bit incongruous, and I'd rather just keep them kind of to ourselves in a way, because it's just me rambling a lot of the time. Except it's not. I mean, you know what I mean. You've seen it before, most of you seem to enjoy it last time. So yeah, link in the description. Go over and check that out if you want to. If not, come back and I'll talk about the changes I've made very briefly. I won't explain the whys so much. I'll just tell you the whats. If you want to know the whys, check out the analysis video. Right, see you guys in a sec. Right then, guys, we're back. I hope you guys enjoyed that little sojourn, those of you that watched it anyway. Those of you that didn't, I'm going to briefly tell you what I've changed and like the vaguest description of why, but if you really do want to know why, the link in the description. So, we're playing Dortmund away today. Porto got Real Madrid. So, if we come second in our group, we'd be playing Real Madrid today. So, I think we've got away with it, in all honesty. Dortmund are still a good side, though. So, just very, very quickly, I'm just going to quickly run you through the things I have changed about this team. So, firstly, advance forward. That's now a role we're going to use because I want him on the last defender. That could be subject to change, though. I'm not entirely sure about that one. I've turned it off dribbling more for players that do that, basically, because I want them to be moving the ball with the passing for the most part. Although I might turn it back on for Sloughy because he is so good at it. But we'll see. Martinez on this right-hand side, I've now moved the right back to attacking so that they'll get forward and they're going to cross on the byline. That way we can get crosses into right and also to allow us to press teams a little bit more. I would do an inside forward here, but I think I'm all right with this for now, particularly as we don't really have one. So I might look at getting another inside forward in the summer and maybe bringing it into the middle like a scissors kind of thing. Crossing from the byline as well before, which he wasn't actually doing. So he's crossed from here. We want to cross from here because right gets a lot of goals from going across here. So that's the other change. Sloughy as well is now an advanced playmaker. There's no real reason for that in that I just want him to get a bit further forward. I might move that back. Again, that one's subject to change. Those two things particularly. As for the actual tactic itself, there's quite a few changes. We're attacking with a bit more width now. Our passing is slightly more direct. We've turned off the cross designation, so we're just going to do what we want. We're no longer playing for set pieces, and we're no longer running at defences or doing any of this stuff here. They're a bit more freeform. We're now overlapping on the right, because obviously we've got an attacking right back, and we're passing into space, which definitely seems to give players a chance to run onto the ball, and I find that we don't get dispossessed quite as much, weirdly, when you'd think you would do. But there you go. As for the transitions, counter press, counter, so we're leaving it on counter press, and we're now distributing quickly. We're still distributing here. I did explain a bit more detail about that as to why in the analysis video, but that's what we're doing with that, and this one hasn't changed at all. So those are the changes I've made. I believe that's made us a better side, but we're going to find out today against Dortmund, aren't we? So Villa will come in up top. I want to give him a tryout today against Dortmund. Weirdly, I guess Monaco aren't in the Champions League then, because I thought you couldn't play for, I don't know, maybe he didn't play for them in the Champions League. No, he has. Have they changed that rule now where you can't be cup tied anymore in the Champions League? They must have done. Definitely want Vigo on the team, that's for sure. Have I actually got any different instructions on him because of the personalised thing now, or is that just the same? I don't need him to be personalised anymore. So Vigo's now going to be playing in his required role, so to speak. So that's probably what we're going to go with for today. Villa, Lane, Abasolo, Staiku, Slawi, Bofa, Bednar, Roussel, Maya, Vigo, and Negoita in goal. On the bench, Hume, Guard Dog, Correa, Kevin Wright, Alex Martinez, ETS, and Liam Miller. I'm pleased with that. Let's look at Dortmund. Okay. Great. This is the sort of system that we're familiar with. That's all right. Then again, Champions League, they don't seem to have the same kind of scouting, it would seem. I mean, for all I know, this is... I've not actually fixed it. It was just pure luck in those two games, but it feels like we were onto something. Certainly in terms of chance creation, you know? Okay, then. Let's go out here and do this. Let's see how things line up now that we're playing like this. I think it might leave us a little bit more vulnerable at the back, but I feel like it would just allow us to be a little bit more... see, as you can see, there's going to be spaces in behind there, but Vigo's got that athleticism to cover those gaps a bit more. Abasolo now. Very aggressive in those positions. Vigo also has amazing long throws, which is definitely going to help. Roussel, Slawi! Oh, great. Oh, it's in. It's in. Julius Meyer puts it in the back of the net. We lead here in Germany against Dortmund. We've still got a good long throw in us, and I feel like they've definitely changed the long throws, which is great, but now we have a guy who has 20 long throws, which means he's very, very accurate with them. Slawi does well to hang back here, whips it through. It's very unfortunate for Dortmund. It's bounced back, and Julius Meyer's put in his 4th of the year, and we lead in Germany. There's our away goal. What a start. Okay, so an interesting first half. They're getting a lot of shots, but they're not hitting the target at all. We lead through that weird goal, but we are winning the match, which is the key thing. Now, I still want to make a couple of changes, I think, though. I think if we press them a little bit more and engage them higher up, they might not be able to get to that point. The other change I made late on in the Liverpool game or in the second half when things start to tail off was to just get the ball into the box a tiny little bit earlier. Waltz! Oh, goddamn. Robin Waltz at the far post, making the run that I wish Jamie Lane would make more. They've deserved that. They've come back at us in this second half. We've really just not been able to create as much as I would have liked. I guess Dortmund are a very good team and we are away from home, but we should be... Look at that. There's enough players there to stop this. And to be honest, we probably should be doing better there as well. Not best defending, in all honesty. That is a problem. Hopefully a long-range strike is what's on the end of this here and not anything more serious. Oh, no, not on the back post cross. How on earth did we allow that situation to happen? They seem to have this amazing ability to get crosses in, even when our players are there to block them. Oh, he's at the post. Cleared away. Come on. Please just break now. Got options. Look at the space over the other side of the pitch. Please find it. There's a reason why I've set you to be more direct, mixed with your passing. Correa's all the way through and it's saved by Karius. Better. Back for Vigo. Can he find the cross? He's gone through a few. Ball across. Right. Saved by Karius at the end there. Ball back post and Maya. Oh, what a chance that was. That should have been the winner. Maya should have had his second of the night. Lane. Bednar. Whip one in, lads. Ball in. Cleared away, and that will surely do it. A 1-1 draw isn't even that bad, and we actually got better towards the end of that match a little bit. Wasn't the best performance, I will grant you that one, but we actually defended fairly solidly, despite them having a lot of shots and chances. Got away with it a little bit in places, but I'm still fairly pleased with the result after all. That's a good result. Sometimes you just got to shut up shop if you can. Right, Newcastle next. Let's see how we do against a slightly weaker side. Right then, we're back at home against Stale Solbacken's Newcastle United, who are, well, 13th in the league at the moment. We need to be winning this one, and I'm hoping that the way we played against Stoke and the way we played against Liverpool will conform into the way we're playing against Newcastle today. They're playing a 4-4-2 from the scout report, so we shall see. And Kit Kat, of course, can't play for them today. I forgot he was on loan there. So, changes we can make. Oh, Bofa's wanted by someone now. Arsenal, interesting. Okay, we'll do a quick pick just to sort some stuff out. I still... No, that's definitely not happening. That is definitely not happening. I'm still going to try John Villa again today. I want to give him another chance against a slightly weaker opposition. I'm also still going to start Vigo over Martinez because he's just better for what I want him to do, you know. But everyone else, I'm fairly content to leave in the team, frankly. Villa, Lane, Abasolo, Staiku, Slawi, Bofa, Bednar, Roussel, Maya, Vigo, and of course Negoita. A bench of Hume, Guard Dog, Wright, Miller, Martinez, Akwebu, and of course ETS. Okay. We'll see. I'm going to go with the same stuff that we played against Dortmund and see how it works against Newcastle today. I'm always gathering ideas, basically, because against Dortmund, we just couldn't get out of our half. They really dominated the ball against us, which is interesting. I'm nowhere near as confident in the changes at the moment as I was last time, but it might just be because the first game I played with it last time was a 6-0 win, whereas this one was a 1-1 draw, where, that being said, towards the end of that game, we definitely came into it a little bit and actually started getting... We didn't have that many less shots on target than they did in the end of that one. They just controlled the possession and peppered us. Maybe had we been in the same position, we'd have probably been a similar problem. But let's see. Interesting. 4-4-2. Like Liverpool play basically a 4-4-2, except they use DMs instead of centre midfielders. So we shall see how this one comes up against us today. I shit you not, there's been no highlights until 31 minutes into this match. That is outrageous. Oh! Wow. I mean, that literally is the first highlight. At one point, we had 71% possession after like 11 minutes, and suddenly it's now 38%. I don't know how. considering we were... that's such a weird... I mean, this is a fantastic finish from Staiku. Look at that. Over the top. What a finish that is. Top corner, we are at least leading in this match, but yeah. And I do wonder if it's because I built the tactic around Kevin Wright up there and we've got a slightly different player in there now. There's been so few highlights in this game, it's unreal. It's like I'm playing on key highlights when I'm not. Ball in Abasolo! It's 2-0. We're 2-0 up here. I tell you what, right? Considering how little of the ball we've got, we've had to sort of play on the break a little bit today. And this is actually kind of what I was talking about. How, with this tactic, it seems that if you play on the break or are forced into a position to do so, it's sort of capable of handling it somewhat. And if you are on top, again, it has a similar kind of effect. 2-0 up at home, not bad. I honestly do. I think we could press the crap out of them in the second half because they're dominating so much on that right because that's what their wide playmaker is. I don't think I've ever played a game on extended highlights where nothing has happened like this. Apart from the fact we've scored 2 goals, but that's been the only 2 highlights have been our 2 goals. Dig out across, son. Back post. Villa. Oh, what a goal. John Villa. That is what we were missing. The ability to have a player that can do that. John Villa scores his first goal for Stockport County. We're 3-0 up in a game that we've barely got any of the ball in. And this is what I mean. It seems to be like a one-size-fits-all. Lovely ball from Bednar. Villa just driving forward. A wonderful header as well. 3-0 at Edgeley Park. And we are flying today. Bofa. Nice work here, lads. Oh, what a ball. Miller. Can he square it for someone? He does. Abasolo clears. Staiku. This is what I want to see. Back post. Abasolo. Saved again. Bofa knocks it down. Sloughy over the top, and he could probably not get onto that. Doesn't matter. Stockport 3, Newcastle 0. What a finish to that match. It was all guns blazing after we really started to press them. They started to lose the possession as they started to open up a little bit more. 3-0. Staiku, Abasolo, and John Villa on his Premier League debut scores a goal. Wonderful, wonderful performance, frankly. Considering how little of the ball we had, we still created chances, limited them to literally nothing. That is what I mean. Super, super pleased. Back up into 3rd place, 52 points. Bednar continuing to be a phenomenal player in this league so far this year. Really, really pleased with that. Joint best goal difference in the division as well. Yeah. So next episode, of course, it's going to be the second leg of Dortmund, and we'll do Brighton in that game too. So we've got Tottenham and Ipswich away from home in the next 2 games. Those are going to be difficult, I feel like. Spurs away is going to be crazy tough. Ipswich away, we should be winning that, and hopefully we will do. And yeah, just to see us get a little bit more momentum going now. We look a lot better. Unbeaten in our last 4 matches. Since we've changed to this style of play, we are unbeaten, so there is that. So if you've enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you have, frankly, and all the other stuff that's kind of gone with it, drop a like on the video. That would be awesome. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. I can't promise you a half-an-hour bonus tactics video in every episode, but sometimes you got no choice, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.